Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the POC Kortal Race helmet, the open face enduro focused mountain bike and emtb helmet, which I have purchased recently. So yeah, it's going to be a short video just kind of going over some of the features of this helmet and then my opinions on it as well. Plenty of videos out there, I'm sure, talking about the features, so I'm not going to spend too long talking about them. I'm just going to briefly go over them and give you my opinion on this helmet. Is it worth the money or not? So firstly, I think we'll start off with the packaging. It's plain, there's not much on it apart from the POC logo and the labels, and yeah, pretty basic really. Open it up just like that, and all you have inside is the helmet in the helmet bag. There's nothing else in there. So would say perhaps from an environmentally friendly point of view, the packaging's good, but it is a little bit bland. And this is a premium product at £220 in the UK. It's on the higher end for an open face helmet, and I don't think it's in line with the likes of Troy Lee, the packaging that you get with that. There doesn't seem to be any information leaflet in there, and there's no additional like foam padding or anything like that. You do get a helmet bag which is white, obviously the worst colour to have as a helmet bag. It's obviously going to get marked and dirty and muddy, but I guess that's POC's signature colour anyway. So as you can see, this is the bright orange, traffic cone orange colour, which I find a little bit like Marmite. I kind of love it in one way and then hate it because it stands out so much in another way. I'm not sure, like, it's a bit of a bit of a strange one. They do have some other colours though. I think there's about 5 or 6 different colours in total. So there is some information attached to the buckle. I guess that's your owner's manual and a couple of other little bit of information cards about the MIPS, etc. So this helmet meets the Dutch standard NTA 8776, which is basically a test for collisions at higher impact speed, and currently this is the only available test for e-bike specific testing. I think personally it's up for debate as to whether you will be doing higher speeds on an e-bike, because in Europe it's a 15 mile an hour or 25 km/h cut off. So will you be pedalling through that cut off, going any faster? I don't know. And are you likely to have a crash at a higher speed just because you're on an e-bike? I'm not sure. But nonetheless, it's good that the technology and the testing is getting pushed. And obviously if a product can be safer and made safer for the user, then it's all good in my opinion. The other standout features for this helmet is the MIPS. So it's got a new MIPS Integra system, and that basically means that the pads can slide underneath the Velcro pads slide underneath. Underneath is like a shiny part of the helmet. Difficult to show you, but it makes for a more compact setup, and I guess lighter weight as well. How effective it is compared to the traditional MIPS, I don't know. I'm assuming that they've done thorough testing, and it must be equally as effective. So yeah, the MIPS, if you don't know, it's designed to reduce the chance of a brain injury or brain damage. So when you strike the helmet on something, the helmet can stop dead, but the liner inside allows your head to twist slightly, and that will in theory reduce the impact of the brain on the inside of your head. So as it turns, it offers a little bit of more cushioning and protection effectively. Definitely something I look for in a helmet. My Troy Lee full face has got MIPS, and yeah, for my next open face I wanted MIPS. I think it makes sense if you can afford to buy the best available product. for safety, then yeah, I think you'd be silly not to. The other features that this helmet's got: the NFC medical ID chip. Basically you can store medical details, I think like blood type, any allergies and stuff on that. If you're found unconscious and the paramedics get to you and they have an NFC tracker, I guess, or chip reader, they can get your medical details. But obviously they will have to know, they'll have to spot that little label on the back and that chip and know to read that. The chances of that are probably slim, I imagine, but still it's nice to have it built into a helmet. It's nice to have it. It doesn't cost anything in terms of cost to the user apart from the initial purchase. Another interesting feature of this helmet is the RECCO. So that symbol there, the radar kind of symbol, Wi-Fi signal symbol. RECCO is basically like a radar technology that search and rescue teams can use. So I believe it's more common in snowboarding and skiing, where you're likely to be, or have the potential to be caught in an avalanche. So this has a reflector in it. The radars are either handheld or they're operated by helicopter, and I read that the handheld ones can do up to 80 meters air-to-air range and 20 meters through dense packed snow. The helicopter can cover a range with the radar at 100 meter height, and it can scan 100 meters and cover approximately 1 kilometer in 6 minutes. So yeah, it's good technology, but when you put it in mountain biking terms, what are the chances that you'll be out on a trail and the search and rescue teams are going to come via helicopter? For me, mostly I ride my local trails. If I do go out on a big ride, I'm usually with other people and with mates, or I'm at a bike park or trail centre. I do dream of going out on all-day epic adventures up the mountains, but realistically I don't do those, and if I was to, it's unlikely that I'd do that on my own. So it's nice technology again, and if that is you going off into the mountains, then yeah, it's probably a great feature. But also nowadays we do have Garmin watches and other smart devices which can detect a fall or an incident, and they'll, assuming they've got signal, they will alert the local authorities that you've had an incident, or at least alert your loved one. So I don't know, the technology is going the right way. Whether you really need that in this helmet, I would say 99% of people probably don't. But it's nice to know that POC are pushing the limits, pushing the safety features in their helmets. The peak is a breakaway peak. It's also adjustable. It's got 3 positions on the adjuster there. You can store your goggles up there, and supposedly you can store your sunglasses on the back, although from the reviews I read, people didn't have very much success doing this, and personally I wouldn't store mine on the back. I did find it very hard when I tried this helmet on to adjust the visor, the peak. Even with 2 hands I found it very stiff, and it might be because it's new, but certainly to adjust it up and down to keep moving your goggles on and off, I don't think it's going to be ideal for that. I think it will be set and forget in terms of positioning. Inside the helmet at the back you have got this adjuster, and you can move it into different positions, but what I have found is if you put it into the most inward position, you then can't get to the wheel, and it makes it very difficult to then adjust the wheel. Personally, when I'm using a helmet or an open face helmet, I put the helmet on my head with the wheel adjuster loose. I'll connect this chin strap and then I'll adjust the wheel to get the fit that I desire. So I do that every time I take the helmet on and off. So that for me is a little bit annoying, because I did find that it sat on the head perfectly, or a lot better, with it pushed up in that position. So yeah, a little bit annoying, but I guess these enduro helmets, they come and extend down the back of the head a lot more. So that is just going to be one of those things, I suppose. Generally it seems to be quite comfortable. I've not ridden in it yet, but I have tried it on and walked around the house in it for a while. There is two kind of pinch points at the sides of the head that I found. I don't know if that's because this helmet is slightly too small. My head measures about 58.5 centimeters in circumference, and this helmet is a medium large, and there's the box. It does say it is a 55 to 58, so I guess I'm on the edge, or on that limit, and everyone has different head sizes and shapes, so yeah, not everyone is going to fit the same helmet, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know if I could deal with the pressure points long term. We'll see. The other thing is, this has a regular buckle, as you can see. It's like a clip style, traditional style, not the fidlock style magnetic ones, which I actually like and prefer. For an open face helmet, I don't think it matters quite as much, because generally I find once I put the helmet on, that's it for the ride, unless it's a really long day and we're stopping for lunch breaks and stuff. Whereas a full face, I think it's really important to have the fidlock buckle, so you can just quickly whip the helmet off in between runs. So not the end of the world. This is a very strong clip, though I found it quite, I don't know if it's because it's new or not, but it's quite difficult to operate. Again, might be because it's new, or it might be just made of a different plastic to the current helmet that I run. So yeah, overall, I think POC have done a really good job with this helmet. I think it looks great. Obviously the colour is a little bit Marmite, but they do have a range of colours. The hardest part will be getting one, or finding one in the right size and the right colour. They did seem to sell out fast. With POC products, I find they don't have the greatest stock. So whether they make small batches or whether they just sell out really fast all the time, I don't know. But yeah, overall I think they've done a good job. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep this one. I'm not 100% set on the colour. I'm going to give it some thought. Perhaps go for a little bit more of a subtle colour. Maybe go for the black and white one, or the white and black. We'll see what's available. But yeah, as much as these products are packed with technology that may or may not be of use to you, it is great to see a company pushing the safety aspect as much as possible. Regardless of whether people say it's just for marketing or just to sell products, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but either way, you know, if the products get safer, the sport becomes safer, then it can only be a positive. So hopefully this video has been useful to you if you're looking to buy a POC Kortal helmet. There is one more thing I should say that I have forgotten about, and that is that they do a POC Kortal that is not the race. It's cheaper slightly at £180, but for that you don't get MIPS, which is very disappointing in my opinion, because you are paying £180 for a helmet. It's only £40 cheaper than the race one. You don't get the NFC chip and you don't get the RECCO. But yeah, that is just something to be aware of. If you are looking for the race one and you want those features, then you need to get the race one, not the normal POC Kortal. But either way, the rest of the helmet is very similar, and they are the same in shape. It's just the colours are slightly different, I think. But yeah, hopefully you found this video helpful and useful, and that is the end of the video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.